I know. How lucky am I? You know, our producer, Deb, she said this is like her perfect life, but in the meantime, it's at least the perfect life out on the water. Cameron, what a beautiful day to go out here. And a lot of people will be enjoying this kind of atmosphere, especially as we head into the long weekend. So what do we need to consider when we're out on the water?
Absolutely. I think the biggest point you've made is that there'll be a lot of people heading out this long weekend. Hopefully we've got nice weather like we do today. So you want to make sure that you watch out for that other boat traffic when you're out there on the water. Just because you've gone through the process, you've gotten your BOATsmart card, everyone in your family has gotten it, you know what you're doing, you can't rely on the fact that all boaters know what they're doing when they're out in the water.
You know, we're kind of in a unique situation too right here in Cole Harbour in that we've got, you know, the float planes over there, we've got the sea bus in the area, we've got cruise ships that are here right now. I mean, I'm looking at the Coral Princess as well, so I mean, what else do we need to consider? Who's got the right of way? What happens if a boat's coming kind of in our area?
So there are rules that you need to know, and you know, again, when you're heading out, make sure that you're keeping an eye out for that other boat traffic.
We're going to start driving a bit. Yeah. We'll start moving a bit to sort of steady it a bit for Brian. But yeah, I mean, these are safety considerations, right?
Right, and you want to understand the rules of the road. So the best way to do that is to make sure you take the BOATsmart course. Again, you can do that on the website and get your operator card. You want to be confident in those rules, but always keep a lookout for other boat traffic by both sight and hearing.
Now, what about things like fireworks? I mean, when we look at something like the Celebration of Light or certainly Canada Day, what do boaters need to be considering in that case?
Well, when you're heading out at night, you want to make sure that you understand what navigation lights you're supposed to use and how to recognize navigation lights on other boats. So, you know, if you're approaching a powered boat versus a non-powered boat, you determine that at night by the type of lights that they display. So again, that's knowledge that you're going to learn by going through the BOATsmart course and picking up that knowledge before you head out in the water. It's really all about education and preparing with the knowledge because you know, that's the best way to make sure you can avoid an accident.
Definitely. Well, for more details on BOATsmart, the exam, the types of questions, you can go to their website. And Jody, can I just say, how about a round of applause for our camera operator, Brian Wilson, who managed to stay on his feet. He's got his sea legs this morning. We got lots more coming up. Again, I'm going to actually be making my way in the water to be rescued right after 8:30, so I don't think you want to miss that.
You are unbelievable. What a beautiful day for you to be where you are.
Totally. Some people have a rough job. That is not me, that's for sure. We're here at Cole Harbour Quay. We've got Cameron here from BOATsmart. A lot of people will be heading onto the water now that the weather's starting to improve.
That's right, especially the long weekend coming up this weekend. So, talking about boating safety, make sure everybody's prepared and ready to go. We're down at M&P Yacht Center. We've got this beautiful 310 Sundancer Sea Ray.
And we're going to be making our way out onto the water for sure. First things first, though, we all know we need our personal flotation device, but they certainly have gotten a lot smaller in the years.
That's right. So one of the most important things you can do, one of the easiest things you can do to stay safe is make sure that you're wearing an approved PFD or life jacket. So we've got our inflatable life jackets on from Mustang Survival. And so this is a new style that actually inflates when you go in the water. So it's great because it's comfortable, easy to wear, it's not too hot in the summer sun. And these are some of the more traditional styles of PFDs. That's a children's PFD, adult PFD. You want to check the label inside to make sure that they're approved for use in Canada and that they're properly fitted for each person on board. So you're not actually required to wear life jackets or PFDs, but it's definitely a great idea.
Why would you want to, right? I mean, come on. What else do we need to know?
You want to make sure that you prepare for a safe trip. So make sure you check the weather before you head out. Make sure that you're aware of any local hazards on the waterway that you're operating on. If you're not familiar with the waterway, make sure that you take out a marine chart with you. And of course, you want to make sure that you get your pleasure craft operator card. So going through that process to get your BOATsmart card ensures that you have all the knowledge you need before you head out in the water.
And I think we may go through some of the questions a little bit later, but let's get on the boat. Jody, coming up later, we're actually going to make our way out onto the water. Safety first, though, and that's what we're doing all morning long here on Breakfast Television.
Somewhere out there, maybe just a little further to the right, is Dawn on a boat, teaching us about boat safety. Are you really going to jump in?
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is we hope that no one is ever in distress when they're on a boat, but should that happen, we want to make sure, Cameron, that we know how to deal with that, right? We're all talking about boat safety today at BOATsmart. I'm going to be making my way in there, and you're going to talk us through, I guess, somewhat of a rescue. Is that what I'd call it?
That's right. And I think the big thing to remember is that you want to make sure that you're prepared to know what to do in case of emergency.
Okay.
So, you know.
I'm taking the earpiece out, so I won't be able to hear the station, and we're going to go in. I'm going to go in.
All right, here we go.
So if you're ever in the situation, where you need to bring in somebody that's gone overboard, you want to make sure that you position your boat so that the bow is into the wind. And there we go. Inflatable life jacket is. You okay?
It's not that bad, actually.
All right. So we're going to use a buoyant heaving line to throw it to her. I'm just going to throw this just past your head, right? Grab onto the rope, and we can pull you in.
Okay.
And of course, just before you throw out that line, you want to make sure that person's okay, which we found out you were, and that you're wearing a life jacket, which you are, wearing that inflatable life jacket.
And then I just can get up again.
That's right.
Oh gosh. All right. Hold on, let me get up first and I'll grab the microphone. All right, here we go. And that's just it, right?
Now, one thing that we should point out,
Yes.
of course, is that even in the middle of summer, there's something called cold water shock. So when you jump into cold water,
Okay.
you can gasp in air. Your body wants to gasp in air, and you can ingest water. And people do get into trouble that way. That's why you always want to make sure that you're wearing a PFD or life jacket, because you may jump in, you have that unexpected gasp, you're going to get into trouble. So
Well, I did
always
find,
wear your
yeah,
life jacket.
Absolutely. Well, there's so much to learn here. If you're looking at taking your BOATsmart exam, you want to go to their website, because everyone does need, who's out on these pleasure crafts, they need to have some sort of documentation that they're actually allowed to be out here, right?
That's right. So you do need a pleasure craft operator card, or you'll get caught with a $250 fine. Any size boat, any operator at any age, make sure you have got your BOATsmart card. You can do that today at BOATsmartexam.com.
There you go, Jody. So the water was a pleasant coolness this morning. Obviously, you don't want to be in there in a distressed situation, but if there is that, possibility, you want to make sure you're prepared, and you can do that through BOATsmart. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks. Can we
I'm out in Deep Cove tomorrow, by the way, doing paddle boarding.
Oh, God, you're so good. I want to point out, though, that life vest that you're wearing right now that seems so large was so easy to wear, it seemed, up to this point. They're not the old-fashioned, bulky, awful life vests.
We were talking about that before, how before it used to be like, oh, like you feel like a Michelin man. These are, there's no reason not to wear these PFDs, none at all.
All right, thank you very much, Dawn Chubet, the gutsiest woman in television, who just, by the way, jumped into Burrard Inlet, so we will all be safe this summer. Thank you, Dawn.